did you admit that? God, just imagine. You got this money. You put a passcode in there.
Spawn thought he was just visiting a vampire until he found a 20-year-old girl locked in the basement, and the second he touched her head, Al saw her entire life flash before his eyes like a horror movie. She was once a kind and educated 16-year-old girl before she was kidnapped and abused like a pet in the last 4 years. The sight hit Al hard, and he completely lost control, and simply beating the vampire wasn't enough. So Spawn played with his prey first, before finally knocking him out. That's when he saved the woman and made sure she got to safety before returning to his own basement, where Spawn now held the vampire in prison. But Spawn had something far more sinister in mind. He set the vampire loose, giving him a sick choice: either be overrun by bugs, both inside and out, or escape through a narrow gap Spawn had left open for that.
How can you connect your wire for your PS5 to your YouTube channel?
And the more terrified he became, the faster he moved, only making it worse until his body was completely deformed. But when he finally reached the other side, Spawn was already waiting for him, and he gave him an unlock the door to the outside, or stay here and become food for his own starved dogs. Somehow, the vampire chose the spikes again, only for Spawn to release the dogs anyway, and they quickly followed him inside. The comic is Spawn issue 321. Spawn thought he was just visiting a vampire until he found a 20-year-old girl locked in the basement, and the second he touched her head, Al saw her entire life flash his face. A humpback whale almost swallowed a man by accident. At first, he thought he was inside a great white shark, but he didn't feel any teeth, and quickly realized he was actually inside of a whale. The man claimed to have struggled for around 30 seconds, and says the snake will serve. He was quickly rescued and only suffered a severe bruising and a dislocated knee. However, experts find this story hard to believe, since whales are incredibly harmless and bland, snake and man. A humpback whale almost swallowed a man by accident. At first, he thought he was inside a great white shark, but he didn't feel any teeth. He realized he was actually inside of a whale. The man claimed to have struggled for a while. Yuji and Megumi just reunited in the Culling game, believing their plan.
You just got a PlayStation console and you want to go live on YouTube. Well, in this video, I'm going to walk you through step by step on how you're able to do that straight from your PlayStation console without the need of any additional equipment. Okay, so jumping straight to the video, the very first thing you want to do is link your YouTube account to your PlayStation console. So what you're going to want to do is come up to settings on the top right hand corner. You are then going to come down to users and accounts. You want to scroll down